Peace, family. Happy Umi's Day or Mother's Days. We say every day is Mother's Day. But let's look at this. What is the origin of this Mother's Day? The modern day Mother's Day is placed in a little tiny slither of our collective Mother's Days. It goes back to the Europeans, to Greece and the Rome, where the goddess Rhea and Cybele was worshipped as mothers, primordial mothers. Then a woman known as Anna Jarvis in 1864, when she was born, all black mothers in the United States basically were still legally held as chattel property. They were considered mothers of slavery. You know what I mean? But President Woodrow Wilson, by 1914, formally legalized Mother's Day as the second Sunday in the month of May. They used the Pope, they used conquerors like Julius Caesar, the Julian calendar, and instead of using natural cycles as Mother Nature did for 76 trillion years, they codified it and came up with what we now know today as Mother's Day. But let's look at this. The myth of Mother's Day, if you will. You know, they basically taught us that when a woman, a womb man, the womb of man, when she gets pregnant, she gives birth to a baby in 9 months. That's the, like sometimes it might be 7, maybe premature, it might be, 6, maybe a little late. Know what I mean? It might be 10 months. Know what I mean? But generally, they teach that the baby is born in 9 months. In reality, we know intuitively, instinctively, that baby in nature is not born in the mother. The baby was already born before the mother. It was born before the father. It was born before the water that the father and mother drank. What is this water that this baby is swimming around in this tiny little unseen form? It's atoms of hydrogen and oxygen. We scientifically or chemically call it H2O. Okay, it's the binding of these little smaller things, and you take those little hydrogen and oxygen molecules and you study those and you crack them open and you see there's even smaller atoms inside of those atoms. So here's this baby that's already alive in the water, already alive in the atoms of life, already alive in what we call the energy, or what people call the creator or God or the mind. Is already there. It's already in existence, but it's in small form. This mathematical form builds until it takes and start to multiply. It adds on. It attracts. It repels. And now this little tiny blood clot is mathematically molten and growing. And now you have this born child. But it has bones and flesh and blood. But the bones is just stones from the earth. Its flesh is just the vegetation of the earth. Its blood is the same salty fluid that we call ocean water. It came out of Mother Nature. It goes back into Mother Nature. It came from Father God. It returns back to Father God. There is a law that our ancestors called the law of gender. They taught us that gender was in all things. Everything has a masculine and a feminine principle. In science, they taught us about chromosomes. I mean, when we study these mothers, we realize that, it's all kind of mothers. There's giraffe mothers, there's horse mommies, there's ant mommies, bird mommies, bee mommies, there's black mommies, there's Indian mommies, there's Chinese mommies, there's white mommies, there's mommies all over the planet Earth. But somewhere along that pathway, there had to be a dominant or an original mommy. That original mommy is the black woman. The original Umi, or mother of civilization, is the black woman. And from the black woman's womb came forth the brown Umi, or the brown mommy, the yellow Umi, or the yellow mommy, the red Umi, or the red mommy, the albino Umi, or the albino mommy, and the white or the white mommy. So all these mommies with all these children, you got like 8 billion people on earth that's born from some or some mommy. So all these different people, we're all interrelated. Every last person you ever seen on this earth has a common ancestor. We're family. We got the same DNA, the same blood. It's mathematically divided into different blood types and different so-called races and religions and nationalities, and we got different borders now. But at the end of the day, everything in the universe is from that ahead, or that oneness, that one creator of all creation. That one is the original Umi, or the progenitor of all life forms. So we say, all praises due to Allah. There is no mystery Mother's Day. Every day is our Mother's Day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods. Peace to the goddesses.